If everyone can make their way to their seats, we're going to get started in about 2 minutes. So if you can all find your places, that would be great. Okay, wow, it got really quiet all of a sudden. Sean, nothing like making an entrance. Please, come on up. You're early, actually. I was about to say we're about to start 1 minute early, and this is why you don't start early. Because we are all here now.
Traffic's just not what it used to be. 2006.
Fair enough. You're here. Okay. And with that, we will actually get started. So, good evening and welcome. My name is Jamie Keller, and I am the Acting Director of the Doctor of Pharmacy program at the Leslie Dan Faculty of Pharmacy. Thanks, Dave. So, today I have the distinct pleasure and privilege to serve as your Master of Ceremonies for this very special event, the induction of the pharmacy class of 2023 into the professional community of pharmacy. Thank you all for enthusiastically accepting our invitation and generously giving your time to be here with us today. We are honored to have Dr. Leslie Dan here this evening, and I would like to take this opportunity to recognize and thank Dr. Dan, our most generous benefactor. We are also very fortunate to have a house full of wonderful people to celebrate this special evening with us. We have a number of guest speakers, who I will introduce shortly, faculty and staff, pharmacist colleagues, students and student leaders, and for the very first time ever, we are happy to welcome our 2T3 students, friends, and family to join us here at the Isabel Bader Theatre and also via our Facebook live stream. So thank you all for coming both live and virtually to support your up-and-coming pharmacists. Today is an important milestone, and we're really pleased that all of you could be here to experience this event. Before going any further, I would also like to recognize and thank a number of people without whom this event wouldn't be possible. So Anna Uzalak, Linda Chung, Nadia Gibbons, Eric Hill, Citra Mohammed, Tara O'Leary, Catherine Kwong, Ruth Carew, and Brenda Thrush for their invaluable assistance in organizing and coordinating today's events, and the team from the Isabel Bader Theatre and Victoria Hall who have worked with us to make this evening a success. I also want to thank Kate Richards, who told me she'd be in the wings, but she's literally in the wings back here, and Steve Southen, both from our communications office, for live streaming this event. Reg Good and the Pharmacon photographers, and Anthony D'Alessandro, who you will meet later. He's the pianist from the Faculty of Music, who will be playing the piano for us this evening during the reception. And finally, I would like to give a very big thank you to the Ontario Pharmacists Association for their generous gift of the lab coats that you will all receive today. We have representatives from OPA here today. Alan Malik is on the stage with us. So thank you very much for the ongoing support and dedication from OPA to our students. Okay, so now to the main event. To our Year 1 students, the class of 2023, a most sincere and warm welcome to all of you. We are truly privileged to have you join our faculty and the larger pharmacy community. By entering the pharmacy program here at the University of Toronto, you are on the path to become a valued health professional who significantly impacts the health of Ontario's citizens. We are confident that you will embrace this vital role and recognize its importance from this day forward. Today, through this induction, you embark on your own journey within the pharmacy profession. Pharmacy is an ancient profession, one of the oldest in the world, with roots tracing back to at least Babylonia. For those of you who know me, I am a pharmacist, but I also study professional identity through a historical lens. Thus, at many events, when I am given the privilege to speak, I often come carrying old pharmacy history books of sorts. Yes, this is an actual book, students, one that comes from the library. And today, my preferred text is called The History of Pharmacy. It's from Kramer's and Erdang's History of Pharmacy text, sent to me from some old bookstore in the UK. And it dates and gives context to what it means to join the profession of pharmacy. Wherever civilization arises, we find pharmacy, because it fulfills one of man's basic needs. This effort to grasp from nature whatever might shield us from affliction became old as a service before new as a profession. Clearly, magic and empiricism each played an important role in the finding and the employing of remedies. Yet it can be said that neither empiricism nor magic stands at the beginning of the internal employment of remedies by men, but the animal function, the instinct. Instinct was affirmed or denied by an increasingly self-conscious empiricism, and this empiricism became the foundation of our medical and pharmaceutical sciences and all of the research that follows. And so, not only are you joining a prestigious and ancient profession, you are all now part of a highly regarded health faculty at the University of Toronto and a leading edge faculty of pharmacy in the world. In case you didn't know, we were ranked 4th in the 2019 World QS rankings by subject. So that's pretty impressive. Top 5 pharmacy schools in the world. There is no doubt that U of T Pharmacy is moving science and health, which will open many doors to fulfilling careers for each of you. So in choosing pharmacy, specifically U of T Pharmacy, you have said yes to numerous opportunities. However, you have also accepted the responsibility that comes with such opportunities. In deciding to become a pharmacist, you have begun your commitment to the professional role, and we count on you to fulfill your commitment. We are all here to help you be successful in this role in the very near future. Class of 2023, today we formalize your affiliation with the profession through a symbolic induction ceremony. The context for this will be set by our dean and guest speakers. And so with that, it gives me great pleasure to invite our interim dean, Lisa Dolovich, to address the class. Dean Dolovich.
Thank you so much, Jamie. That was wonderful. It was a great start to a fantastic event. So on behalf of all of the faculty and staff at the Leslie Down Faculty of Pharmacy, welcome to the profession of pharmacy. I take great pride in saying those words. The faculty, staff, upper year students, and alumni of the Leslie Down Faculty of Pharmacy and the University of Toronto will support you every step of the way to prepare you for fulfilling the role that you will have as a pharmacist. We will help you see all of the different opportunities that our profession offers where you can make a real difference in the world. I've never regretted my decision to become a pharmacist. I've worked in community practice, hospital practice, ambulatory care practice, primary care team practice, and now in academic pharmacy. And in each of those choices, there's been a platform for me to contribute to improving the health of people as they live their everyday lives. And I know that you're going to find the same. Your placements will help you, and your journey through all of the different opportunities that we'll give you at the faculty will help you make those very, very important choices about where you're going to spend your professional life. Ralph Waldo Emerson said that to know even one life has breathed easier because you've lived, this is to have succeeded. And pharmacy, I feel, provides endless opportunities every day to help others live their best lives. I sincerely believe you've chosen well, and we are thrilled that you've joined us. We're also thrilled to have members of your family and friends here with us today and watching us through the live stream. Welcome to everyone, and I hope that you enjoy this opportunity and take a step, that it allows you to take a step back from your everyday to celebrate this wonderful milestone. I also want to thank Jamie and all of the faculty and staff who she's listed, who've really organized this very special event, and I'm going to call on 2 fabulous assistants who are going to help me. Jamie, you've spent endless hours preparing for today and organizing all of us to be able to do this. So on behalf of everybody, I wanted to say thank you. So I look forward to seeing everything that all of you do as part of the profession of pharmacy while you're at the University of Toronto, and all that you will accomplish once you become Leslie Down Faculty of Pharmacy alumni when you leave us 3.5 short years from now. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dean Dolovich. Our next speaker is Danette Beechner. Danette is the Director of Pharmacy at Sunnybrook Health Sciences Centre, and she's here tonight representing the Toronto Academic Health Sciences Network. Please join me in welcoming Danette.
Good evening. Tonight, it is my sincere pleasure to bring you greetings on behalf of the Toronto Academic Health Sciences Network. We welcome your class to the profession of pharmacy. Over the next several years, you'll gain the knowledge and skills to become highly competent clinicians with the ability to pursue your career in a multitude of environments, whether they be health systems, including hospitals, outpatient practice, industry, research, or academia. These will be exciting, challenging, and hopefully fun-filled, fruitful years in your lifelong professional journey. Tonight, you become members of the profession of pharmacy, first as students and eventually as practicing professionals. Once you take on this role and identity, it is something which will follow you your entire lives. You will add new layers and roles to this identity as a spouse, a parent, a member of a service club, but you will never give up being a pharmacist and will always be identified as a pharmacist from this moment onwards. Our actions are seen as a reflection of our profession, and therefore we must always endeavor to practice and to live in a manner that demonstrates the dignity, integrity, honesty, and honor of the profession of pharmacy. Everything you do from this moment onwards will reflect upon your profession. Every choice you make, and whether that's to raise money for cancer research, to lead the local scouts or youth group, or to drive your car too fast through a school zone, you will ultimately reflect upon the profession, as you're an ambassador of the profession, and everyone from this moment forwards will see you as a member of the profession. And I am delighted to see you as a member of the profession and to welcome you as my brothers and sisters in pharmacy. We want to wish you much professional success and personal happiness and fulfillment with your choice to join the profession of pharmacy. We look forward to being your colleagues in the near future, and we want to congratulate you on taking your first steps in this journey.
Thanks, Danette. I'm now pleased to invite Alan Malik to address the class. Alan is the Executive Vice President and the Chief Pharmacy Officer of the Ontario Pharmacists Association. And Alan, please bring greetings from OPA.
Thank you. I'm thrilled to be here representing the board, the staff, and myself representing the Ontario Pharmacists Association. The white coat induction tradition is a very long-standing tradition, and it represents a number of concepts: expertise, competency, trust. But these are descriptors that I would contend are descriptors that others bestow upon us. The faculty, the college, the patients that we serve, and other healthcare professionals. I would suggest that these are characteristics that need to be earned. Of equal importance, however, I see the white coat representing concepts of professionalism, confidence, and passion. As the Chief Pharmacy Officer for the Ontario Pharmacists Association, I spend a lot of time across the street at Queen's Park lobbying the government to help advance the profession. Unfortunately, this means I can't wear a white coat, I have to wear a suit. But with every meeting, in my own mind at least, I'm wearing my white coat because it allows me to convey my professionalism, my confidence, and my passion as a pharmacist on your behalf. I want you all to think of these three words: professionalism, confidence, and passion, when you are being robed, and every single time you put on your white coat, because those three words are really what tonight is all about. It's a privilege to be here to provide the white coats for tonight's ceremony, because OPA proudly supports everything the code stands for. Long before you graduate from this superb institution as new healthcare superheroes, you will know that OPA is synonymous with professional excellence, patient-focused care, practice support, and career growth and advancement. But I'm not here to talk about OPA. I promise that we will be back to talk to your class about OPA, probably with pizza and beer, and how we will support you from this moment, right here tonight, right up until your retirement. Right now, this is about you and about celebrating your entry into the very best health profession at the very best institution. With advances in healthcare and an ever-aging society, it's a daunting future, as patients are needing more and more help every single day. This might sound scary, but know this: you are right where you need to be, here at the University of Toronto, donning your white superhero capes and remembering those three words of professionalism, confidence, and passion. Wear your professional capes proudly. Allow its confidence to soak into your pores, and show your passion on your sleeves to every single patient that you serve and to every health professional that you consult and advise. And finally, get involved here at the University of Toronto, in your local pharmacy organization, and especially in the Ontario Pharmacists Association. That's what I and many others who are here to speak to you tonight have done. You will hear it in our voices. We absolutely love what we do. So on behalf of the Ontario Pharmacists Association, welcome to the world of healthcare superheroes.
Thanks, Alan. And I'm now pleased to welcome Sean Simpson to the podium. Sean wears and has worn a number of pharmacy hats, but tonight he's here to bring greetings on behalf of the Canadian Pharmacists Association.
Thank you, Jamie. I wear my superhero cape underneath my suit, but I assure you that I had to reserve every bit of patience tonight so that I would not speed through any school zones so that I could get here just in time to bring you greetings from your national association, your Canadian Pharmacists Association. We're thrilled to have you join the ranks of this esteemed profession. And over the next 4 years, you will learn and experience so much that will set you on a unique path as part of this truly amazing profession. As you've already been told and you'll hear throughout this evening, pharmacy offers a wide range of opportunities for you to make a difference. And no matter which route in pharmacy that you choose, know that you're joining the ranks of some of the most caring, knowledgeable, and trusted healthcare professionals in this country. Expectations and demands on pharmacists are growing. I heard that today. I asked some of my colleague pharmacists what any advice that they would give you, and I promise not to repeat what they said, but I'll paraphrase. In province after province, we've seen an unmistakable trend towards a greater expansion of services. CPHA and our provincial association partners have long called for a greater scope of clinical and therapeutic responsibilities for pharmacists, and governments, recognizing the value that pharmacists bring in terms of accessibility, quality, service, and efficiency, are listening to that message. As your national association, CPHA is working closely with our provincial and national pharmacy associations across Canada to help move this profession forward. We're currently working on the Canadian Pharmacist Scope, or CPS 2020, an initiative that will define and drive forward a future of harmonized scope of practice right across this great country. This broad framework envisions pharmacists practicing to their full scope within their own competencies, leveraging their medication expertise to optimize patient care and outcomes. We've come a long way, but we still have work to do. Despite the challenges and uncertainties that ongoing change present, there are fantastic opportunities ahead of you. You'll be graduating at a very exciting time for our profession, with new opportunities to provide patient-centered care and to truly use the full extent of your unique knowledge and skills as medication therapy experts to make a real difference in the lives of Canadians. Never lose sight of the fact that the things you do every day will have an incredible impact on your communities and on your patients. I thank you for the opportunity to bring greetings today on behalf of CPHA. You are the future of our profession, and each of you has a key role in shaping pharmacy for tomorrow. We wish you the best of luck with your studies. I look forward to meet with many of you over the next few years. Hopefully we've welcomed some hockey players into the crew, and we'll see you in Waterloo in April. And I encourage you to contact myself and my colleagues at CPHA with your thoughts and ideas on how we can strengthen the profession of pharmacy in Canada. Now more than ever, your future profession can be whatever you make it to be. Thank you.
Thanks, Sean. Next, I would like to introduce Samantha Yao, who is the Ontario Branch President for the Canadian Society of Hospital Pharmacists, and she will bring greetings from CSHP.
Good evening, everybody. Thank you for the invitation on behalf of the Canadian Society of Hospital Pharmacists. Congratulations to each of you today as you begin an amazing journey in the acquisition of knowledge and skills along the path to become one of the most trusted professions in Canada. I do think at this point we want to take a moment to recognize all the family and friends that provided the support and love for you to get to this spot today. It's also an opportunity for you to acknowledge your achievements sitting here in this room at this moment. As a hospital pharmacist myself, I can say you made an amazing choice in joining this pharmacy community. So welcome. As you look around your room, this is now your extended family and community. This profession has a vast opportunities looking ahead, whether it be in hospital, community, government, research. And I would encourage you in the next 4 years to take the opportunity to seek out your passion and become the future of pharmacy. White coat ceremonies started in medicine in the late 80s and represent your past and future endeavors and achievements, as well as your commitment to the profession and your future patients. The white coat ceremony is about your future. It's about welcoming you into the profession today and your future within it. So it opens a number of doors, and I would encourage you to take the opportunity and effort to seek them. As students sitting today, your white coat represents a time capsule. Without a doubt, the profession will change. Healthcare is changing. We are moving towards the future where we are talking about the medical home. There's introductions of technology. I can't imagine the next question we should be asking Alexa is, where can I find my pharmacist? How can she or he help me with my medications? Maintain your curiosity and commitment to lifelong learning because pharmacy is changing. And you, as the class of 2T3, are instrumental in that change and should be guiding that direction. So your white coat signifies your commitment to professionalism, lifelong learning, and infused confidence and trust. So I encourage you to follow your passion, be true to yourself, and embark on this professional education journey together. So congratulations and welcome to the profession of pharmacy.
Thank you, Samantha. The knowledge, skills, and values required to become a pharmacist will be acquired through your formal curriculum. Essential and complementary skills of leadership, collegiality, and participatory action are built through involvement in student governance and other activities. As the president of the Undergraduate Pharmacy Society, Jacob Poirier exemplifies the qualities of a successful leader, as well as an infectious enthusiasm and willing to contribute. You're very lucky to have Jacob as your student leader, and I'd like to welcome Jacob, the president of the UPS.
Thank you so much, Jamie, for those kind words. Good evening, distinguished guests, faculty members, friends and family joining us in person and on the live stream, and most importantly, to the class of 2T3. My name is Jacob Poirier, and I'm the president of the Undergraduate Pharmacy Society, and it is truly an honor to be here tonight to speak to you all. It seems like just yesterday we welcomed you to the Leslie Dan Faculty of Pharmacy during Orientation Week. And finally, 4 months later, we are now welcoming you to the profession of pharmacy. You have no doubt worked hard to achieve your goal of being here today, sitting in this room, waiting for your white coat. The white coat ceremony symbolizes the beginning of every pharmacy student's career, and represents a commitment to lifelong learning and dedication to improving the lives of our patients. By the end of 4 years here, you will have the ability to make an impact on every patient that you encounter. This is not only a responsibility, but also a privilege that should never be taken for granted. The landscape of pharmacy is changing, and I could not think of a better time to be entering the profession. Do not hesitate to advocate for the profession and to be the catalyst for positive change. Now is your time to become the best pharmacist that you can possibly be. Don't be afraid to take on challenges that approach, or don't be afraid to push the boundaries of what pharmacy can be. Be focused, be determined, and be hopeful. Empower yourself with knowledge and use that knowledge to build the foundation for your boundless potential. No doubt the faculty, your friends, and your family, and your peers are all rooting for your success and will support you throughout your journey. To the class of 2T3, in the short 4 months that I've known you, I cannot be more proud of how far you've already come. There's a sense of community within your class that is truly unmatched, as you support one another both inside and outside the classroom. You are truly a family. I look forward to seeing all that you can accomplish. Congratulations and welcome to the profession of pharmacy. Thank you.
Thank you, Jacob. It now gives me great pleasure to introduce our next speaker, Nancy Lum-Wilson, the Registrar and CEO of the Ontario College of Pharmacists. We are very grateful to have Nancy here with us today. Nancy is also a graduate of the U of T Pharmacy program, and it's our pleasure to invite you to bring greetings from the college.
Thank you, Jamie. It's my pleasure on behalf of the Ontario College of Pharmacists, our board and our staff, to welcome you to the profession, and what a profession it is. I'm thinking back to when I first started, way back when, and I'm not going to tell you how long ago it was. But when I think back, I think of some of the things that really supported me as I came through, and some of the thinking that were really, really important to me as I moved through and got my degree and became a pharmacist. And I would also like to thank all of the parents up there and plus ones up there that have supported your students and professions that are sitting here before us today. As I think back, I wanted to leave you with a few pieces of advice. Number one, I would say, is have fun. This is going to be the last time in your life that you can kind of be a kid and an adult at the same time, right? Without the responsibilities and encumbrances of adulthood, like bills to pay, but also the ability to do a lot of things that you couldn't do when you were 12 years old, right? So make sure that you have fun, learn, make sure that you're making lots of friends, because these are the friends that are going to support you throughout your entire career and also support you now as you're going through everything that you're going through. I think about my own kids and the stress that they go through when exam time comes, so I feel your pain, right? So make sure that you take the time and talk to your friends when you're feeling that stress, when you're feeling that pressure. It's going to be really important for you. The other thing I want to bring to you is to make sure that you continue to learn. Not only the learning of the content is important, but the process of learning. That is what is going to set you up to be a lifelong learner. It's going to set you up to continue throughout your entire career to keep learning as the profession changes. And boy, are we under a lot of change today, right? The third piece of advice I wanted to leave with you is that when you get out there, look for a mentor in pharmacy that's going to exemplify the kind of pharmacist that you want to become. Oftentimes, I think in the academic field, and we are always as leaders trying to push forward with pharmacy, our role as the college is to protect and serve the public. But how do we do that? We do that through you. And we are here to help you do that, but also ensure that when you have mentors out there, that they exemplify what it is that you want to become. Because sometimes the profession out there in the field may be a little bit lagging what we are learning all here in school, but don't lose hope, right? Keep pushing the boundaries, keep becoming the pharmacist that you want to be, and you can teach them as well. It's a two-way street. So just remember all of that as you're moving forward. We as a college are here to help you. There are two sides of the work that we do. People always think about us on the discipline side of things, but registration, right? The licensing side. But the other side of the work that we do is really around quality assurance and quality improvement. So I would ask you all to, when you have time, please come by. We are here to help you, and we're here to support you as you're moving through. There are opportunities at the college as well to work with us. And I have not gone through the traditional route of being a pharmacist. I moved through a different route. I started in hospital pharmacy. I ended up in government. I went through the pharmaceutical industry, but I really went through at a system level, and then I came back full circle into pharmacy again. And I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to be here in the role that I am in, and I really look forward to working with you as you move forward into your profession, into our profession, to help patients and be the best that you can be as our world changes. Welcome.
Our next speaker from Trudel Medical International could not make it this evening. Trudel is a partner sponsor of the Student Support Fund at the faculty, and so we are sad that Graziella couldn't be here today. However, she does send warm wishes for success and a congratulations to our class of 2T3. And now I would like to call up Susan Drodge, our Director of Advancement, who will be presenting our honorary white coats this evening to two very deserving pharmacists who are tremendous examples for our 2T3 students. The recipients of our white coats this year are James Snowden from the class of 1970 and Richard Stein, class of 1963. They actually gave me the dates that you gentlemen graduated, so I decided to share them with the group. And so I'm now going to pass it over to Susan.
Good evening. My name is Susan Drodge, and I'm the Director of Advancement here at the Leslie Dan Faculty of Pharmacy. It is my great pleasure to be presenting our honorary white coats this evening. Each year, the honorary white coat is presented to a distinguished alumni who has made outstanding contributions to the profession of pharmacy, the Leslie Dan Faculty of Pharmacy, and the growth of our students. This year, we are very lucky, as Jamie said, to have two white coat recipients, James Snowden and Richard Stein. And I have the honor to tell you a little bit about each of them. First, about James. As a third-generation pharmacist, James Snowden graduated from the faculty with a BSc in Pharm in 1970. He went on to complete his PharmD in 2008 at Creighton University School of Pharmacy. James owned a successful compounding pharmacy for 48 years, which provided specialty services to a diverse population here in Toronto. James's contributions to his beloved profession were recognized by the Ontario Pharmacists Association in both 2003 and again in 2017, when he was named Pharmacist of the Year and then received a Lifetime Achievement Award. Currently, James is working with the Midwest Toronto LHIN as it changes into an Ontario Health team. He is also on the Quality Assurance Assessment team for the College of Pharmacists as a coach and a peer assessor. In addition, James is a clinical instructor and presenter at the Leslie Dan Faculty of Pharmacy. Now I'm going to tell you a little bit more about Richard. So Richard graduated in 1963 with a BSc of Pharm from our faculty. His class was in fact the last graduating class that attended the school in the faculty's previous Gerrard Street location. Richard purchased his own pharmacy in September of 1974 and practiced as an independent pharmacy owner for over 50 years here in Toronto. Almost from the very beginning, Richard concentrated his practice on compounding medications to suit each of his patients' unique needs. He joined the profession of Compounding Centers of America in 1982. This association enabled him to access quality chemicals and certified formulae, which enhanced his ability to provide customized medications to serve his patients' individual requirements. James has been a member of the Metropolitan Toronto Pharmacists Association, the Ontario Pharmacists Association, the Canadian Pharmacists Association, and the American College of Apothecaries. As well, he served a double term as a board member on the American College of Apothecaries. So, an interesting project that James and Richard are currently collaborating on together. James and Richard are working to actively catalog and display pharmacy artifacts in the main lobby of our Leslie Dan Faculty of Pharmacy building. These displays show the rich history, and our hope is that a rich history of pharmacy, and our hope is that it will lead to engaging more students, staff, faculty, and alumni to share their experiences of the practice of pharmacy. And if you haven't already, I encourage you all to please take some time to look at the displays the next time you're in the lobby of our building. They're quite wonderful. And as we hear from James and Richard, they're changing all the time. As you can see, both Richard and James have had very successful careers, and we're very, very proud to have them as part of our distinguished alumni community. I am pleased to now present the honorary white coats to James and Richard. Oh, they're here.
If you move up here, we'll take a photo.
Wonderful.
Don't fall off the stage, but we'll set you up because we've got our photographer. That way you can actually see there.
Lovely. So with that, I will now turn the podium back over to Jamie.
Thank you, Susan, and congratulations to Richard and James. I have checked out the faculty display cases and they look fantastic. Okay, so the faculty, along with our guests, are pleased to welcome you, the class of 2023, into the professional community of pharmacy. We look forward to working with you through the next 4 years of your educational journey. Just think, less than 4 years from now, you will be sitting with your peers, almost as you are today, except you'll be assembled for convocation. Can you imagine it? Maybe not yet. And by then, you will have established relationships that will last a lifetime. I think you have already seen great examples of this tonight. You will also have completed a very rigorous program of study, something that you will all be able to be proud of. Upon graduation, following all requirements set out by the Ontario College of Pharmacists and success in the National Pharmacy Examinations, you will be eligible for licensure as a pharmacist in Ontario. As a pharmacist and a professional, you will take a special and unique place in our society. This future role and all that it entails will be a compass as you navigate through the next several years of your education here at the Leslie Dan Faculty of Pharmacy. I would now like to ask our pharmacists, we've got some pharmacists now that are going to participate in readings from the Code of Ethics. So we've taken some excerpts out of the code. And so I'm going to, everyone that's a pharmacist and a faculty member knows who you are and who's actually going to read. And so I just need to find my copy. And so students and guests, I encourage you to pay close attention to our excerpts as we read pieces of the code that governs our profession. So this text that we will be reading is extracted from the Ontario College of Pharmacists notice published December 2015 in the section entitled Understanding the Professional Role and Commitment of Healthcare Professionals. So, the most important feature or characteristic that distinguishes a healthcare professional from another type of professional is that healthcare professionals are committed, first and foremost, to the direct benefit of their patients and only secondarily to making a profit. Pharmacists and pharmacy technicians are healthcare professionals. What does being a healthcare professional require of pharmacists and pharmacy technicians? In choosing to become a pharmacist or pharmacy technician, we acknowledge our understanding and commitment to the professional role, recognizing it is not about us, our own personal or business interests, it's about the patient.
We appreciate that our patients are vulnerable and may often be limited by personal and circumstantial factors which enhance and reinforce this vulnerability, and that inherent within the healthcare professional-patient relationship, there is an imbalance of power with the healthcare professional holding that power.
Patients trust that as healthcare professionals, we will respect and protect their vulnerability and maintain professional boundaries within the healthcare professional-patient relationship as we use our knowledge, skills, and abilities to make decisions that enhance their health and well-being. Where does this obligation come from? When we become a regulated healthcare professional, we implicitly enter into what is commonly referred to as a social contract with society.
This contract requires that we keep our promise to act in the best interest of our patients and place their well-being first and foremost. It requires that we recognize and remember that we have not simply chosen a profession, but also a vocation, committing ourselves to help and benefit those entrusted to our care in a spirit of altruism, goodwill, sincerity, and integrity. In exchange for our promise, society agrees to provide our profession with the autonomy to govern ourselves in a self-regulating profession with all the privileges and statuses afforded regulated healthcare professionals.
Ethical principles that govern healthcare practice. In fulfilling our professional promise to our patients and to society, healthcare professionals are guided by the following ethical principles of healthcare. Beneficence, to benefit. The first foundational principle that forms and guides our commitment to serve and protect the best interests of our patients establishes the fact that our primary role and function as healthcare professionals is to benefit our patients. We need to remember that our patients seek our care and services because they believe and trust that we will apply our knowledge, skills, and abilities to help make them better.
Non-maleficence, to do no harm and prevent harm from occurring. The second foundational principle that guides our commitment to serve and protect the best interests of our patients addresses the reality that as we strive to benefit our patients, we must be diligent in our efforts to do no harm and, whenever possible, to prevent harm from occurring.
Respect for persons and justice. The third foundational principle merges the principles of respect for persons and justice, which collectively guide our understanding of how we ought to treat our patients. Respect for persons acknowledges that all persons, as a result of their intrinsic humanity, are worthy of our respect, compassion, and consideration. We demonstrate this when we respect our patients' vulnerability, autonomy, and right to be self-governing decision-makers in their own health care. The principle of justice requires that we fulfill our ethical obligation to treat all patients fairly and equitably.
Accountability, fidelity. The fourth and final foundational principle directly ties us to our professional promise to be responsible fiduciaries to the public trust, ensuring that we keep our promise to our patients and society to always and invariably act in their best interests and not our own. It is this principle that holds us accountable, not just for our own actions and behaviors, but for those of our colleagues as well.
Thank you to all of our readers. So in a few moments, I will ask our distinguished guests on the stage to place white coats on students who have volunteered to represent their classmates for the official donning of the white coats. Again, a big thank you to OPA for their generous gift of the coat that will be used for the ceremony. And so the front row has 10 students that have volunteered to represent the class of 2T3. Your class was very, very eager to volunteer, so I thank all of you. I took the first 10, which are your peers here, but I thank you to all of you that did volunteer. And so I'm going to ask that the 10 students that are in the front row, that you leave your folders under your seat and you come up onto the stage. You can kind of go half and half with your white coats. And we're going to get ready. And so you're going to just buddy yourself up with one of our guests on the stage, but we're just going to hold on for a minute. So almost everyone in this room has worn a lab coat at some point in time. They are practical. Yes, I will help you. It's like, oh no, this poor student doesn't have a friend, but I'm going to be the friend. Okay. Almost everyone in this room has worn a lab coat at some point in time. They are practical when working in laboratories. Also practical when working in pharmacies and hospitals. The pockets are big from the days when you used to carry books in them and calculators. However, there is something different and special about today's donning of a lab coat. It is a white coat, a symbol. In the 19th century, the white coat of physicians symbolized their use of the scientific method and adherence to aseptic technique. Today, broadly, white coats for health science professionals represent humanistic values and a commitment to the responsibility of their chosen profession, in our case, pharmacy. The donning of a white coat for members of the class of 2023 symbolizes all of your entry into the professional community of pharmacy. May this white coat, and every time you wear it, become a symbol of the trust your patients place in you and all of the people to whom you provide care have within you. The white coat donned today is important because it represents your affiliation with the profession and all of the things that it entails. And so now I ask that you take a minute and introduce yourself to your pharmacy guest friend. Tell them your name, and then I would ask that our guests place the coats on their student. Do it this way. Garrett? All right. Okay, should we have them turn around? Yeah, so you guys can turn around. So everyone turn around so everyone can see you. And we are now going to help you get into these coats. I hope. Oh, Garrett, where's our other arm here? Okay, and so in a minute you guys are going to be able to go back to your seats. We're now going to have all of the members of the class of 2023 please stand up. And we're going to have all of our guests stand as well, so everyone gets to stand. It's a good time for a stretch. And we're now going to get ready to have our class get ready for the pledge. So we're going to now have each of you put on your white coats, and we're going to recite the pledge once all of your coats are on. So please help each other. If you're a pharmacist or a guest in the room, help the students put their coats on. You guys can help your peers. They were a little tight for space. Yeah, you're going to move back down now? Okay. They're going to all be together. Okay, how are we doing here? I'm feeling good. All of you remembered to unbutton the coats, so they went on so smoothly. Fantastic. Those pre-lectures were helpful. Okay, so, oh, you all look so nice. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're actually going to have you, now that you're all donning your beautiful coats, you're now going to recite the Pledge of Professionalism, which is going to officially mark your entry into the profession, and it's going to feel very good in those white coats. So I'm going to ask the pledge readers from your class that have volunteered to move your way to the microphones on the sides of the room. And all of our guests and faculty members and guests on the stage are all going to look at you. Our eyes are all on you, no pressure. And we're now going to have some individual members of your class state the pledge on your behalf, and then all of you will read the final statement of the pledge in unison. Don't worry, I'll cue you, so it will all come together, I promise. And so I'm now going to ask that Nico from your class begin.
As a professional, a pharmacist must adhere to a demanding set of ethical principles. High ideals are necessary to ensure the quality of care extended to patients.
Adoption of these principles begin when a student joins all members within the professional community of pharmacy.
As students of pharmacy and members of the pharmacy community, we believe that there is a need to build and reinforce a professional identity founded on integrity, ethical behavior, and honor.
This development, a vital process in our pharmacy education, will guide us in our educational journey towards a professional relationship we must establish between society and ourselves.
Integrity will be an essential part of our everyday life, and we will pursue all academic and professional endeavors with honesty and a commitment to service.
As members of the professional community of pharmacy, we are ambassadors for all other members, and we will work to ensure that our actions uphold the integrity and prestige of other members and of the profession.
Therefore, as pharmacy students, we will embrace loyalty and duty to the profession by contributing to the well-being of others and by enthusiastically accepting responsibility and accountability afforded by our affiliation with the profession.
We will pursue professional competence through self-directed and continual learning.
We will strive for high ideals, cooperation, and harmony amongst our classmates, academic and non-academic staff, and professional colleagues within the university community and the profession.
We will adopt professional and ethical standards of behavior within the university and in practice settings.
We will thereby encourage collegiality amongst our professional peers and respect their rights to optimal learning environments and career opportunities.
We will uphold the profession of pharmacy with respect and pride. We will speak respectfully and constructively of the profession and strive to promote the positive contributions the profession can make to patients' care amongst our professional peers within the university community and to society.
We will maintain the highest ideals of patient care and professional attributes to facilitate a positive rapport and trusting relationship required of the pharmaceutical care provider.
We will support our colleagues by actively encouraging personal commitment to the spirit of the Ontario College of Pharmacists Code of Ethics and to this pledge of professionalism.
And all of you in unison.
As a pharmacy student, I hereby agree to this code of behavior and will strive to uphold my pledge of professionalism throughout all aspects of my education in pharmacy.
The pharmacy class of 2023 is hereby officially inducted into the professional community of pharmacy. Welcome. Okay, so I'm going to ask everyone to take their seats for a minute. I'm going to tell you what happens next. First of all, I just want to say again thank you to everyone for your participation today. It has been an honor for me personally to host this event, and a big thank you to all of our faculty, our guests, as well as our students and their families and friends. So we will have a reception to follow this event to celebrate the induction of our class of 2T3. And I would like to encourage all of our students, as well as your family, to take the time during the reception to introduce yourself to our guests and to our faculty members. It really is a small community that you have just joined, and so it's a great opportunity for you to introduce yourselves and to get to know some of the folks that are here this evening. And I also would like to encourage you to take a minute to sign the pledge book. In the reception hall, there's a book that students sign every single year, and there are pages and some fancy markers set out for your class to sign as well. We will also have lots of pictures taken by our photographers in the reception area. But in a minute, I'm actually going to ask all of our faculty, our staff, and our guests to head over to the reception hall. It's not in this building, it's just across the way, and there'll be people in the lobby to direct you across to Victoria Hall, where there will be some snacks and some drinks and some music and opportunities for conversation. So I'm going to, in a second, ask the guests to leave, but I'm going to keep the students here so that we can get the photo that goes on the front page of pretty much everything. So you are going to, in a second, we're going to have our photographer come. You need to put up a ladder here and get all set up. So it's going to take a couple of minutes to set up. Once we get set up, you're going to stand for the photo, and then you'll go over and join the guests for the reception. And so once again, I just want to say thank you to everybody. Congratulations on becoming members of our professional community. I'm going to close the official ceremony. I'm going to ask that guests and staff head over to Victoria Hall. Students, please stay here so we can get the photograph, and then we'll go over and join them. So thank you very much.